Hey, Bellas, and maybe some fellas. Welcome to the Sweet Life Show, where I'm going to share with you tools, strategies, resources, and tips you need to achieve the life you desire. Now, today's video from the Dominican Republic, okay? Like, it is so beautiful out here. And I thought, you know what? I just want to record something outside and then upload it to my YouTube channel because I want to save this moment, all right? I want to be able to go into my YouTube channel and see some sunshine, all right? Not just snow and ice and the miserable weather that we have right now. Although I am grateful for in Toronto, grateful for the snow and all that, but come on. Let's keep it real. Like, working in this, nothing like it. I hope you guys can see me. I hope it's not too dark. But today's video is really just a reminder of what we all know, but tend to forget. So it's a reminder to myself as well. You know, when I share these videos, when I create these videos, they're not just messages to the world and to you out there. It's also a reminder to myself. You know, many times it's actually things that I have gone through, things that I'm experiencing, lessons that I've learned, and I just take them and say, hey, let me create a video out of this for my Bellas and my fellas, for my tribe out here, for you. So whether you are in a relationship, uh, wherever you're living, wherever you're working, or whatever your circumstance is, okay, there is a world of people that expect something from you, okay? But the important thing is not to change for those people, not to change for the world around you that is, you know, you need to change this and you got to do this and you must do this and things are supposed to be this way and things are supposed to be that way. What's important is that you make changes in your life for you. So those changes, whatever changes you want to make, must benefit you. Okay, it needs to and it should contribute to your growth and your healing for you, not because someone else wants it, right? And what I want to say to that is that you have the power to change, period, point blank. You have the power to transform your life, and most likely it will not be easy. But I can promise you this: nothing worthwhile is ever easy. And I've lived long enough and I've experienced enough firsthand to know that anything worthwhile is worth having is not easy, or worth doing is not easy. Okay? It takes a lot of work, it takes commitment, and it takes consistency. Because you can commit to doing something for 3 days, like going to the gym all week, but if you're not consistent, you won't see the results. So there are little changes that we can make. So there are little changes that you can make, and there are the major life overhaul changes. Okay. And we often get stuck in a certain town, you know, living with certain people, working a certain job, doing the same habits day in, day out. And many times, if we actually hate or dislike our job or our relationship or you know, our location, we stay stuck. And not that we're stuck, I believe we kind of stuck ourselves, if that even makes sense. Even though it sucks to be there, even though we're not fulfilled or joyful, even though we're not truly living, meaning we feel somewhat dead, we stay there. We stay. Why is that? Have you ever asked yourself, why do I keep doing this even though I'm not fulfilled, even though I am not happy, even though this is, I know this isn't for me, I know there's more. Why is that? Well, depending on what you believe, we only get one life, okay? And it passes by oh so quickly. And the only person who has control over how, where, and with who you spend that time, and whether or not you enjoy it, for the most part, of course, is you. Is you. And I'm here to tell you that at any given moment, you can make different choices and change direction. You are the pilot. You are the director. You are the person in charge. You are the author of your life, of your book. So the question is, why do we stay stuck with what we don't like if we are the pilot, the director, the person in control? Why do we stay stuck? There are so many examples of people choosing to stick with something they don't like. I have a few, you've probably got a few, we probably got many if we, seriously, when you really think about it. How many people are in abusive relationships, but yet they don't leave? How many people wish they'd quit smoking or drinking or overeating, but yet they can't? So many people get up every day and force themselves to go to a job they despise. And that was a part of my story for so long. Not that I despised my job. I loved my coworkers and my team, and I loved the environment, but it wasn't passion driven. I felt like I was just going with the flow every day and just there because I had to be to make ends meet. Why do we do things we don't like, that don't even feel good? But we keep doing it anyway, day after day. I don't have all the answers, but here's what I know. Sometimes we doubt ourselves and we don't believe that we have the tools, the resources, or even the strength required to make the necessary changes. We are most comfortable with what we already know, past experiences, current circumstances, and stepping into the unknown and out of our so-called comfort zone, what I call not so comfort zone, even when we know it's bad, fear stops us. And it stops a lot of people. Fear can be crippling. We don't want the pain. We don't want the pain and the uncomfortable feelings that come with a lot of changes. For instance, if you used to be a smoker, I have never smoked, but if you used to be a smoker, right? I'm sure quitting smoking seems like a lot of painful work. I've been told by so many smokers that they were miserable every single day for the first 2-3 months. And it really didn't start getting better until the third month. And that's a long time to suffer, especially when you know picking up a cigarette or a pill or a drink or a drug. And by the way, a toxic relationship is similar to a drug. When you know that it's all you know. And the very thought of going through those changes and painful days and months ahead of you is what stops most people from making the change. You know, a lot of positive changes, when you really think about it, involve some kind of pain. We all have some experience with I don't like the word dieting, but I'm just going to use the word dieting, with dieting. You know, you feel like you're depriving yourself. You get hungry, you get irritable. You know, if you decide to take up an exercise, it's another great example, an exercise routine. You get frustrated, your body starts aching, you wake up in pain, you get sweaty, you're out of breath, you get tired, all right? If you decide to move to a new country, like if I decided I wanted to move to the Dominican, right? You're lonely at first. You don't know where anything is. You don't know where to go. You've got no friends. You literally feel discombobulated. And people don't like pain, and they'd rather suffer, right? With what they're currently doing, with where they're currently at. They'd rather that than to face the growing pains of change. Even though the pain of change is so temporary. I've been there. I know, and you probably have too, right? Even though, or despite of, we still shy away from it. Another reason is that we've given our power away. And that's really the message of today's video. We've given our power away. And sometimes we've given our power away to other people. What they think becomes more important than what we think. We place more importance on others, on their happiness, than our own. Or we mistakenly believe that we somehow are responsible for another person's happiness. And you never are, ever. So then how do we change our life? How do you change your life? And this is such a broad topic because there are literally millions of changes that you can take in your life, millions, and they're all so different. But all major changes begin with a few steps. And I'm going to share some with you. Number one is strengthen your self-esteem. That's number one. It's literally number one to me. You are stronger and more powerful than you think you are. Sit down and literally make a list of all the times you overcame something difficult in your life. And remember those times when you were full of confidence and you succeeded. What were you doing? What was it that you did? What was your faith like? Who inspired you? Who was around you? If you can't think of anything, I want you to imagine what it would feel like when you succeed at making that change, whatever change you desire. Imagine yourself after it's done. Imagine yourself walking in it, talking in it, being that person. Know that you are strong and that you can do this. You got this. And if that doesn't work, then read stories of others who have done it. Because if they can, I promise, so can you. Yeah. Number two, my foot is sleeping. Number two, let go of the past. Let go of the past. Just because you were a certain person or a certain way yesterday or last month or last year does not mean that you have to be that same person today or tomorrow. Just because something's always been that way doesn't mean you have to carry that into the future. And when I say the future, I'm talking tomorrow. I'm talking a half an hour from now. What was doesn't have to be what is. Step out of your comfort zone and embrace newness, even if it means being uncomfortable for a while. This too shall pass. And I promise you, it probably won't kill you. Next, learn to embrace delayed gratification and don't fear pain. Embrace delayed gratification. Yes, change is uncomfortable. Sometimes it's literally downright painful. Maybe you'll lose friends. You might struggle financially for a while. Learn to see it for what it is, a temporary pain that will lead to a much greater gain. Be willing to suffer for a bit, a tiny little bit, so that you can get somewhere better down the road. Don't let a little uncomfortable feeling prevent you from improving your life. Don't do it. 3, realize that everyone decides how happy they choose to be. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. People will always guilt trip you. Okay, they'll guilt trip you into doing things that they want you to do. And people have a way of making you think that you're actually responsible for their lives or their level of happiness. And it just isn't true. It's not true. Everyone has to decide for themselves, whether they want to be happy or not, regardless of what's going on around them. I could have easily, gotten stuck in that victim mentality from my childhood, whether it was the sexual abuse, domestic violence, whatever. I mean, so many things happen. And I could have stayed in that, oh, it was because of this. I will never be happy because of my childhood or because of what happened to me. No, I get to choose whether or not I'm going to create happiness, happy moments around me, whether or not I'm going to be a happy person. That's on me, not on what my father did, not on what anyone did for that matter. It's not what happens to us that kills us. It's what we choose to do with the circumstance, with the pain that defines our destination, our destiny, and our destination. Everyone has to decide for themselves. You are not responsible for making other people happy. Yes, maybe you're a parent. And of course, your children come first. But know that it's okay to make decisions that are the best decisions for you, even if other people disagree or attack you or guilt you into doing what they want you to do. Maybe they'll threaten to leave you, whatever. You are the master of your life, not them. So reclaim your power and know that it's okay to do what's best for you. If you can't change your physical circumstances, okay, like say you are paralyzed or you were in a tragic accident and now you're confined to a wheelchair, you still have control over what you think of things, what you think of your situation. You have the choice of whether to be happy, to be grateful, or remain bitter and miserable. Maybe you're incarcerated and your freedom has been taken away from you. No one can control your mind and how you choose to deal with this or what you choose to create but you. You always have choices. So don't fall into the false thinking of I'm trapped or there's nothing I can do. There's always something you can do. Take one tiny little step at a time, and then another and another and another. And before you know it, you've succeeded. Considering my childhood and my upbringing, my life really for more than 25 years of my life today is unrecognizable. But I promise you, that transformation took time, a whole lot of time, a lot of lessons, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. But I'm here. And I would do it again if I had to, and again and again. Remember this: transformation is a process. Permanent transformation is a lifetime journey. A lifetime journey. So now, I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comment box below if you've recently made some major changes in your life, and if so, what was it like? What did you do? How did you do it? Or maybe you're watching this and you're currently seeking to make some changes. Let me know what those are, and let's get a conversation going. So if you enjoyed watching this video, and my view, of course, right, my view, then give me a thumbs up. Of course, don't forget to like it and pay it forward. All right. It's all in paying it forward, right? That's why we're here. We're not here to keep our gems to ourselves. We are here to share the gems we learn with the world around us. All right. So I love and appreciate you all. Thank you so much for stopping by this week. And of course, I'm sending you some sunshine from the Dominican. All right. I will talk to you guys soon. Ciao.